One who can't determine his goals, cannot win. A man is born alone and dies alone, and he experiences the good and bad consequences of his karma alone, and he goes alone to hell or the supreme abode. Do not reveal what you have thought upon doing, but by wise counsel keep it secret, being determined to carry it into execution. Never make friends with people who are above or below you in status. Such friendships will never give you any happiness. He who is overly attached to his family members experiences fear and sorrow, for the root of all grief is attachment. Thus one should discard attachment to be happy. The world's biggest power is the beauty and the youth of a woman. There is some self-interest behind every friendship. There is no friendship without self-interests. This is a bitter truth. It's better to die than to preserve this life by incurring disgrace. He who lives in our mind is near though he may actually be far away, but he who is not in our heart is far though he may really be nearby. The loss of life causes but a moment's grief, but disgrace brings grief every day of one's life. No one can defeat a powerful mind. Even if a snake is not poisonous, it should pretend to be venomous. Wealth, a friend, a wife, and a kingdom may be regained, but this body when lost may never be acquired again. As a single withered tree, if set aflame, causes a whole forest to burn, so does a rascal son destroy a whole family. Accumulated wealth is saved by spending just as incoming fresh water is saved by letting out stagnant water. The life of an uneducated man is as useless as the tail of a dog which neither covers its rear end nor protects it from bites of insects. A wise man should restrain his senses like the crane and accomplish his purpose with due knowledge of his place, time, and ability. The serpent, the king, the tiger, the stinging wasp, the small child, the dog owned by other people, and the fool, these seven ought not to be awakened from sleep. Purity of speech, of the mind, of the senses, and of a compassionate heart are needed by one who desires to rise to the divine platform. Drop the idea that love and attachment are one thing. They are enemies. It is attachment that destroys all love. There is poison in the fang of a serpent, in the mouth of a fly, and in the sting of a scorpion, but the wicked man is saturated with it. We should not fret for what is past, nor should we be anxious about the future. Men of discernment deal only with the present moment. The fragrance of flowers spreads only in the direction of the wind. But the goodness of a person spreads in all directions. Never reveal what you have thought upon doing, but by wise counsel keep it secret, being determined to carry it into execution. The earth is supported by the power of truth. It is the power of truth that makes the sun shine and the winds blow. Indeed, all things rest upon truth. God is not present in idols. Your feelings are your God. The soul is your temple. Every neighboring state is an enemy, and the enemy's enemy is a friend. Dharma is law in the widest sense: spiritual, moral, ethical, and temporal. Just as it is impossible to know when a swimming fish is drinking water, so it is impossible to find out when a government servant is stealing money. Success needs action. Action needs initiative. He shall despise none, but hear the opinions of all. A wise man shall make use of even a child's sensible utterance. If a king is energetic, his subjects will be equally energetic. If he is reckless, they will not only be reckless likewise but also eat into his works. Education is the best friend. An educated person is respected everywhere. Education beats the beauty and the youth. Books are useful to a stupid person as a mirror is useful to a blind person. Avoid him who talks sweetly before you but tries to ruin you behind your back, for he is like a pitcher full of poison with milk on top. God does not dwell in the wooden, stony, or earthen idols. His abode is in our feelings, our thoughts. Test a servant while in the discharge of his duty, a relative in difficulty, a friend in adversity, and a wife in misfortune. Once you start working on something, don't be afraid of failure and don't abandon it. People who work sincerely are the happiest. Learn from other people's mistakes, you can't live long enough to make them all yourselves. There are 3 gems upon this earth, food, water, and pleasing words. Fools consider pieces of rocks as gems.